All right, so some thoughts on counting calories. If you've been watching any of these videos, you know that I've lost about 30 pounds in the last 3 months. And the way that I did it was primarily through counting calories. So I thought I'd just do a quick video on my thoughts on counting calories and why you maybe should do it or why you shouldn't do it. Okay, so why shouldn't you do it? Number one, it takes a lot of time and effort, and it's just kind of, it can be difficult. You know, it's probably an extra 30 minutes out of your day, especially in the beginning. You probably get it honed down by the time you get used to it to maybe 5 minutes out of your day. But in the beginning, especially if you don't have kind of a set diet, it is going to take some effort. I would say that if you are losing weight with a different method that's working for you, by all means, stick with that method and don't switch. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When I was in my mid-late 20s, I worked with a natural bodybuilder where I did kind of your more traditional bodybuilding diet, which was basically eat 6 meals a day and eat lean protein and vegetables in every meal. So you would be eating things like chicken breast and broccoli, or tilapia and cauliflower, or tilapia and green beans, or protein shake with some veggies blended in, like some kale. I did not count anything. I was full all the time because 6 meals a day is a heck of a lot of food. And I lost a huge amount of weight, and it worked great. And if I wasn't doing a weight loss competition, I would consider doing that. Okay, so why reasons to try calorie counting? Okay, well, number one, it's not just counting your calories. I think you have to keep an eye on your macros as well. I think for just general weight loss, I personally don't think that how much fat or how much carbs you eat really matters so much. But I do think you need to get enough protein. That's been my experience anyway. And if you try to get enough protein, I think typically what you find is you can't really have that unhealthy of a diet. You know, you might be able to sneak in a Pop-Tart once a day, but, you know, if you try to sneak in like 5 Pop-Tarts, just typically you can't make that work and hit your calorie and protein goals. So, in an ideal situation, if you have the patience to do it, and not a lot of people do, you would just track what are you eating. Just keep eating as normal for a couple weeks and just track every single piece of food that goes in your mouth for a couple weeks and find out, you know, how much are you actually eating so you can figure out your baseline calories. I would say most people, by the time they're to the point where they actually want to track their calories, they're too impatient to just keep eating whatever they've been eating. They're not going to be going out and eating a cheeseburger and you know, chili fries and a shake or whatever it is that they eat for lunch, because they're probably already at the point where they're ready to make a change. So your next best bet is to find a calculator to calculate how many calories you should be eating. MyFitnessPal, the app, has a good one. There's a website, If It Fits Your Macros, that has a good one. You could Google all over the place. Reddit Fitness has in their FAQ will tell you exactly what to do if you really want to know. So you basically come up with a baseline number for you. So if you're young and active, you might be eating 3,000 calories a day, and that might be just fine. If you work a desk job and you're not getting that much exercise and you're getting on in years, you might only, you know, be able to eat 1,900 calories a day and not gain weight. So you find out what that number is and you eat that number for a week or two. And test one is, can you actually even eat that number? And, you know, for most people it's tough. But let's say your goal was 1,900 and you average for the week 2,300 calories a day. So if you don't understand how to average, you take a look at how many calories you eat every single day. Maybe you eat 1,900, 1,900, 2,700, 1,900, 1,900. You add them all up for 7 days and you divide by 7. That's your average calories. Well, anyway, you take a look at your average calories and you take a look at your weight between when you started that week and you ended that week. And you ask yourself, did I lose weight or did I gain weight? When you weigh yourself, make sure to do it at the same time, roughly every day, in the same kind of state. So I think really the best way to measure yourself is get up in the morning, do your bathroom business, and then weigh yourself. See where you're at. And if your weight's gone down for that week, just keep eating that number of calories. Just keep doing it if you felt good. If you're gaining weight, take your calories down by, 5 to 10%. So if you're eating 2,000 calories, taking it down 5% would be 100 calories less a day, every day for the next week. Weigh yourself again, see what you're doing. Because I've been in this weight loss competition, I've been trying to lose really more weight than is healthy. I had a really high body fat to start with. I probably had somewhere in the upper 30 or mid to low, 30% body fat range. So for me, it probably wasn't so bad to actually lose 3 pounds or so a week, but it's still extreme. And I think it would be a lot better to lose less, like maybe 1 pound a week, especially if you're trying to put on some muscle, So why do I say that? Why is it better to lose weight slower? Well, I think the opinion for a lot of people is that if you take it off more slowly, it's harder to put it back on. So if it takes you a year to lose 40 pounds, ideally it's going to take you a lot longer to put that 40 pounds back on than if it takes you 4 weeks to lose 40 pounds. It just seems like the shorter amount of time, the more your body is primed to put that weight back on. And when I get off this 10-week diet, I'm actually going to be doing a refeed. I'm working with my brother-in-law on that. Maybe I'll have him on actually one of these videos. But the idea of a refeed is basically maybe your body was burning 2,000 calories a day at the start, but you've been slowly reducing your calories. Maybe your body's now only burning 1,800 calories a day. You're actually slowing down your metabolism a little bit. So the idea of the refeed is a few weeks of just trying to bring the calories back up to a better number. So instead of just bringing your metabolism lower and lower, what you're going to do is actually try to boost your metabolism so you can burn more calories just with your day-to-day life. So the idea is you were burning 1,800 calories a day. You're going to try to up your calories, continue to exercise, and get your body to get used to eating something closer to 2,200 calories a day and try to stabilize there. Because if your body can burn 3,000 calories a day, for example, without even doing any exercise, it's a lot easier to lose weight. It really seems like there gets to be a number where you just need a certain number of calories to function. I've heard even coma patients get intravenously fed 1,500 calories a day. It's not unheard of to hear people dropping well below that 1,500 calorie mark. So that's the goal for me kind of after this. But reasons why I like calorie counting is I feel like it's a more scientific approach. I can understand exactly and for me, when I track in MyFitnessPal, I basically understood what I ate every day for the last 10 weeks. So I can always go back, I can always say, hey, this is exactly what I did to lose those 30 pounds. So if I gain 5 pounds, I've already got the recipe for what it takes for my body to take that 5 pounds back off. So counting calories I think was a lot harder a long time ago, but with the advent of smartphones and having an app where I can just pop stuff into my MyFitnessPal, it makes it a lot easier. One of the challenges when you first start calorie counting is, let's say you punch too aggressive of a number in. Like maybe your recommended calories is 2,200, but you say, I'm really going to go crazy and do 1,800, which is not good. You shouldn't do that. Anyway, so you're going about your day, and let's say you're only supposed to eat 1,800 calories. Well, you're tracking, and at 4 p.m., you hit 1,800 calories. Well, you've got to now make it from 4 p.m. to bedtime without eating any more food. And I'm going to tell you right now that most people with a weight problem already do not have the willpower to not eat between 4 p.m. and the time they go to bed. You might be able to do it one day, but to consistently do it for months at a time, I just don't think is realistic. It wasn't realistic for me. So what I do is I try to bank a good 600-700 calories of my allotted calories closer to the end of the night. So, for example, I have my yogurt snack, which if you've watched the channel, I'm sure you've seen. I have some yogurt with some protein powder at the end of the night. And I know that kind of kills my cravings. And it's 330 calories. It's a 330 calorie snack. So I really try during the day to not eat so much that I don't have room for that 330 calorie snack. Because that way, if it's 5 p.m. and I'm starting to feel hungry, I can have a smaller dinner, but I know that if I'm starving right before bed, I've got those 300 some odd calories left to eat. And that to me has been a big deal. It really has helped me, just kind of throwing in the towel and just saying, you know what, I would love to eat dinner at 5 p.m. and not eat again, but realistically my body doesn't work on that schedule. There's only 3 days left of the weight loss challenge, and I've got a pretty good shot at winning this thing. I got a pretty good shot. I would say I've got a 50% chance of winning this thing. And $1,000 is a lot of money, but it's certainly not worth it to win it, to do $1,000 worth of damage to your body. If I have to go to the doctor and it costs me $5,000 because I messed myself up so bad with this weight loss challenge, and I win $1,000, I really haven't done myself any favors. So, I'm pushing hard here at the end, but I'm not pushing myself so far that I get sick or I hurt myself. It just does not seem worth it. I also noticed that for me, for whatever reason, taking it a little bit easier seems to actually help with the weight loss, and I have no idea why. But my guess is that for me, stress, and if you look it up, stress, when you get stressed, you release this hormone called cortisol that prevents you from really losing weight. And I feel that if I really push my workout sometimes, I really kind of hit almost too much of a stress level. And so, if I kind of have been gentler on myself, I feel like by just reducing stress, I'm actually making better progress on the weight loss.